Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Exotic Wine Travel. I'm your host, Matthew Horkey. I apologize about the lighting conditions here. We wish that we could take advantage of the spectacular view we have outside our apartment, which I did an episode earlier with the awesome Bay of Kotor in the background. We're in Montenegro, but unfortunately we got back kind of late, so we're going to do it in our dimly lit apartment. So our focus is on Montenegrin wines. So today, I gotta tell you, first, Montenegro is dominated by Plantage, this huge company. It's partially owned by the state. They produce a lot of bulk wine. They also produce a lot of quality wine, but they're everywhere. And in the supermarkets, everywhere, wine shops, even the specialty wine shops, it's mostly Plantage wines. It's difficult to find just boutique Montenegrin wines. At least I've had difficulty. Now, Shireen and I drove through the wine region around Lake Skadar in the capital Podgorica, and we drove through some spectacular small towns, just real old vines, small vineyards, but we couldn't locate any wineries, so that was a little difficult. But luckily, in one of the supermarkets, a high-end supermarket close to the capital, I was able to locate some of these wines that I've been looking for. These are high-end, specialty, low-production Montenegrin boutique wines, so I'm excited about sharing these with you today. The first one I have is the Vinarija Krgovic Arhunto. That's the name of the wine. It's a Vranac Private Reserve, 2012. Now, it's in a burgundy bottle. It has like a huge punt. It's a real heavy bottle. We got recommended by a winemaker that we visited in Montenegro to try their wine, so I'm excited. Let's give this a go. Shireen got excited about the bottle because she loves burgundy, of course. Montenegro is a beautiful country, by the way. The mountains are just spectacular. We were driving around for about 6 hours, only maybe 100, 200 kilometers. But because it's so mountainous and the roads are single track, it's really a spectacular country to drive in. Okay, hey, anyway, on to the wine. So first of all, with this wine, you get a little bit of a red-brown color. If you haven't caught any earlier episodes, Vranac is native to Montenegro. It's a medium to high acidic grape. Produces, since it's hot here, Mediterranean climate, a lot of sugar, a lot of alcohol in the wines. Let's give this a smell. Oh, I got this in the in the high-end supermarket for €15 for a bottle of this Arhunto. I like red wines, and Syrahs from Rhones tend to be like this. They're a little bit meaty and gamey. So I'm picking up some smoked meat. Maybe even a little boiled meat as well. Definitely the red fruit comes out. Surprisingly, it must be because it's high acidity, a little, like a tiny bit of citrus. And a little bit of the oak. Just a ton, but the game is what stood out for me, first of all. Let me give this a taste. Really nice wine. Really nice wine. Really nice wine. If you've been following the YouTube channel, we've been tasting a lot of Vranac, and I complain a lot of times that the acidity's too out of control. Vranac does mean black horse. The acidity is in control here. Red fruits are beautiful. You don't even taste that. Hold on one sec. Very minimal wood in this. Man, it's like a Vranac, when it's well done like this, to me it reminds me of a more acidic red wine from Apulia. Not Primitivo, something like a Nero di Troia or a Negro Amaro. Really nice wine. Long end palate. We should buy some of these to take home. I'm going to give this 4.2 out of 5. I mean, this is a really good buy. Let's move on. I have this glass pre-poured, so this is a little bit of lesson. This wine is actually something I've been looking for. I contacted the winemaker. He only produces 6,000 bottles per year. Won tons of awards at Decanter, Madrid, a European wine competition, Slovakia, lots of awards on this wine. Unfortunately, he was having some problems with the family. He said he couldn't connect with me while I was here, but I did manage to find his wine in the supermarket way near the capital. It was rather expensive for a Montenegrin wine. It was 25 euros. But the thing about this is this is a 2008. The cork was bad, and the cork broke off. And unfortunately, when I tried to re-pop the cork out with the corkscrew, it just kept pulling out. I had to push the cork in and use a filter to pour the wine into the glass. But I mean, it sucks. The remainder of cork is actually bobbling around right now, but hey, that's what happens. This is the Sjekloća and Krgović Vranac from 2008. Only 6,000 bottles produced a year. This is not strictly Vranac. From what I understand, this is Vranac, Kratosia, which is Zinfandel, and Merlot. Interesting fact here in Montenegro, they think that they might have proof that Zinfandel originated here and not Croatia. Well, let me give this a little bit of let's take a look at this. First of all, real red-brown color. You can tell this is an aged wine. It's got a brown rim on the edge. Let's give this a smell. This might be a bad bottle, Shireen. Maybe because the cork was so bad. I'm not sure. Actually, no. Hold on one second. It doesn't have the damp, musty basement smell yet, but it's got like, I'm not used to this for Vranac, like a green smell, like a lot of greens, almost like green weed.
Not green pepper, just green.
Yeah, like greens. Some red fruit. I can't pick up if that is. A little bit of peppers coming out, the red fruit, a lot of black fruit. Let me really swirl this up. I really hope this is not a bad bottle because I've really been looking for this wine. Let me give this a taste. It's not a bad bottle. Look, the taste is just, I was just not used to having on an old wine so many greens. This wine has really rich texture. Like this is a little bit fresher, a little bit more acidic. This wine is an old aged wine. I mean, what is it? It's 8 years old now, has lots of texture. Sorry, this wine's really complex. It's really in balance, so I'm having a hard time picking up some of these flavors. Kind of muted red to dark fruit. What I mean, it's not a fruit-forward wine by any stretch of imagination. This is really a thinking wine. A lot of texture, a little bit of meat. I'm still picking up a little bit of green taste. This is the least acidic Vranac I've ever tasted. There's tons of texture here. Hold on, sure you might have difficulty because I'm gonna taste that. It's okay if the camera shakes a lot. I need a second opinion. I really need some help on this wine.
Apple skin.
It's not a bad bottle, right? You don't smell the
No,
you don't smell. It just took me for surprise.
Not fruit driven, I can still smell the pepper.
Not fruit driven at all.
Dark fruit.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. Not heavy fruit. Taste it.
It's good, but I'm surprised that I taste a lot of apple skin.
Yeah, it's like it's got that greenness, like a green apple skin. That's where the greens are coming from, probably. Like a green apple skin. It's not heavily fruit forward. It's you taste the dark fruit, the red fruits a little bit, right?
Yeah.
It tastes a little bit meaty. Has some dirt. It definitely has some dirt in it, right? Like almost literally, like I would reach down and put a handful of dirt in my mouth when I was a kid on the farm. That's what it tastes like. This is like one of those super complex, really good wines, right? It's good.
I don't get a lot of end palate from it, so the body is good. It's really smooth. It's balanced, but I'm not getting a ton of end palate.
The end palate could be a little bit better. I think if the end palate was really long, this could be a 4.2, 4.3 for me. Because the end palate's not super long, I'm going to give this a 3.9, 3.8. I still think it's a very good wine.
It's a very interesting one.
Very good wine. I like this because it's a little bit fresher. Well, I mean, that's it for this episode of Montenegrin Boutique Wines. Tomorrow we're going to Plantage, which has the single biggest continuous vineyard in Europe, and we're going to taste 5 of their premium wines and eat and pair with food, so I'm excited about that. I'll shoot a video on that. Sorry about me looking all confused. This wine took a lot for me to figure out. If you like this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Exotic Wine Travel. Check out all these wines on my Vivino account. It's in the description box below, and I will see you at the next episode.